Made a lot of money by not paying taxes. In my last exit, my last slice, the 17% was $170 million. There's a tax that comes with that. Because of these two purchases, it helped Sophia and myself with a tax structure of $19 million. I just got through 9th grade. I'm not an economist. Now, for the ones that don't have the equity, you don't have that problem. You have something even to celebrate about. Your job is to go get the information. So when you reach that stage, you pivot. The power of real estate. You want to write this down, you could depreciate your real estate investments. Over 27 and a half years, you could depreciate a roof, a parking lot, all the equipment, not the land, but everything else. Helped you tremendously on your taxes within your tax structure. Then Donald Trump, they passed something called 100% bonus depreciation. What does that mean?
The biggest tax cut, biggest reform of all time.
I found out because I read a friggin' something in a piece of paper in September of 17 it passed. Look it up, 100% bonus depreciation. I said, I said, if I'm reading this, 100% bonus depreciation means you don't have to wait for the 27 and a half years today. So all that 100% bonus depreciation came up to 19 million. Then there's a formula based on your taxes and all that. We have saved millions of dollars that we're not gonna pay what you would expect us to pay because of these two deals. Now that's a power of real estate. That can happen to each and every one of you. The market's very frothy, very expensive. You gotta be careful. How do I get money to buy deals, Bobby? How do I find partners? How did you not get a partner or raise money to buy $330 million in apartments? No investors. Do not get used to spending so much energy chasing equity. Spend your time on finding deals, finding the debt. And when I say that, all you're doing is practicing. Even if you're not able to get this deal, you're going through the process. You understand? You follow me? Spend time with that silly energy. You'll be so surprised. Modeling that will teach you. So keep looking for deals. Don't go to grandma. Don't go to anyone. You're not missing nothing. You can make I made money in down markets and up markets and middle markets. Real estate will always be there. But what's different about real estate, the information changes from cycles. How do I make money in this market right now? It's still a healthy market. There's jobs out there. There's no reason I should be alert. My friend just did it. We're doing it. Spend time, pay attention to information. I made all my money on information. I lost all my money not having information. Distractions. Don't get distracted with your friend, associate, telling you what they did. Everyone's different. Start where you're at. Focus on information. There's a young man here who's telling me that I don't want to pay taxes. How do I do it? Now, the great thing about it, it gives you even more motivation to go out there and make money. And there's so many great deals out there, but you're gonna have to go through a lot of deals. When you get a deal, and let's just keep it simple, there's a fourplex. Let's just assume they're paying $1,000 a month. That's 4,000 times 12 is $48,000. Traditionally, they tell you online, chop it by a half. So your net operating income is 24,000. The other 24,000 should cover all the expenses, the vacancies, the management, all the other luggage that comes with it, so you have 24,000 left. You take the 24,000, you divide it by the purchase price you're buying that deal for. And that is your cap rate. A cap, C-A-P, is when you buy something for all cash. So it's 24,000, let's just assume, call it 300,000. 16%. Now you're gonna put some debt on there. You're gonna put 25%, whatever that debt costs you, you take it off the 24,000. The balance of it, you divide that by your equity, your down payment. And if it's always more than the 16%, keep looking at the deal. If it goes under the 16%, walk. We're gonna go through it again, and I'm gonna go slower. They're paying $1,000 a month, you have 4 units. 4,000 times 12 is 48,000. You're gonna chop it by half, so you have 24,000 left. You divide 24,000 by the purchase price. In this case, it was 16%. Now let's just assume you put 25% down and you finance 75%. Whatever that mortgage payment is a year, take it away from the 24,000. If it doesn't cover it doesn't cover enough, or if it's less than the 16%, you better walk. It's hard to say true. I've broken the rule more times than standing by it. So you always want to, that 16 should be 25, 18, nothing less, because it doesn't make sense then. That's when the correction does happen. So that's something that you should keep track of. But now, because of the cycle that we're in and what Sophia and I are doing, instead of chopping it by half, that 24,000, we're actually not taking off 50%. What I would highly recommend you doing, chop it up, go 55. Give me a reason to say no to this, because I'm falling in love with it. It's an off-market deal. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. We're in that cycle. It's so addicting that every deal looks like a great deal. Now it comes to debt. There's a lot of lenders, a lot of bridge lenders who want to take your money. They scrub the deal. They want to take that money. And sometimes they even want to take the property. They don't mind. Be careful of the covenants you're signing with these bridge lenders, because when that thing comes due in 6 months, a year, and you went through 1 or 2 extensions and you maximize all the stretching you can, what are you going to do? You can't get any more rents. Nobody wants to buy the friggin' thing. What are you going to do? How did I get myself into this? Damn it, I saw all the indicators. I went to a conference and this guy's been through it so many times. I mean, I'm scarred. I'm completely scarred, but I learned from it. Big mistakes, don't repeat them if you don't have to. Very important. I want to lean more on debt. Does everyone know covenants? Covenants is all the fine writing. They will call your note. Right now, you're entering a danger phase if you're not reviewing covenants. And guess what? The good news, you're still in a market that you can negotiate with these lenders. They're hungry for loans. You guys know that. Some of you in the mortgage business, you can negotiate. Don't be so desperate for the money. Just because someone's giving you something for a flip or a wholesale or maybe a 4-unit, look at what you're signing. Don't make the mistake I did. And if they're not willing to bend, go to the next person. Well, I'm gonna lose a deal. Then lose the deal. It'll be the most profitable deal is the bad deal if you walk. Well, the property's so good, it's no reason that, you can't blame the property, Bobby. No, I get it, I agree. Then get the right financing. Spend time, give attention to debt. Everyone's so busy finding deals, and when they get a deal, they just will sign away. I learned that a long time. Don't ever do that, guys. Ever, 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 ever. And it's your job, if you're here with your spouse, a family member, a friend, and you see your spouse or friend or cousin, and don't do it. Negotiate the terms. Negotiate the covenants. Forget about the terms. The covenants. Because if the market corrects like it did on Bobby and Sophie, or adjusts, am I good? Am I golden? Now, all our covenants we negotiate. Means that if the world changes and all that, don't come knocking on my door, lender. There's no covenants here. I make my mortgage payment, everything's fine. See, back then, even if I made the mortgage payments, they were still calling the note. They were still putting burden on our back. Very important. Now, if you don't know what covenants is and you want to know more, get on the internet. The internet's so powerful. I didn't even have it. I learned it from pure mistakes. And shame on you with all the information on the internet. You don't chase it down. And then you want to complain why it didn't work. Very important, guys. Covenants is really important. Don't fall victim. I know everyone's excited. I speak to so many of these young people the last 3 days. How do I do it, Bobby? And I asked a young, beautiful person, do you have the money? He's telling me about a deal. Do you have the money? No. I'm telling you, my brother, I told him. Forget about the deal and pay attention to information. Why is it a good deal? He was telling me, and it was a terrible deal. Number one, he didn't have the money. Number two, he had no details about the deal. Don't allow it. Be alert of it and understand it will happen. The question is, are you going to stop it? Be careful. Be hungry. Do not shy away from it, but do not ignore information.